startups that were inaugurated into Y Combinator, but making it to start checking was part of it. So, Prosper is the micro business app. What they basically do, they help make payments, transactions. If you want to do transactions, it's just like your banking app. But what they do, they make payments. So they even allow international payments. If you want to make payments to countries like China, Kenya, UK, the US. So you can use Prosper. So that is their business goal. That is where I will stop. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I couldn't hear you clearly. Probably your network was really, really bad. It was breaking. I couldn't really hear you very, very well. I couldn't hear your words perfectly.
No, I said did you hear when I talked about events?
I'm sure I didn't hear anything clearly. I couldn't hear between the words. It was really, really breaking.
So
So
maybe someone should just talk, but I know
yeah,
I just like what I understood. That's why
okay. So can someone else call me?
Hello,
Good
good
morning.
morning, Demola.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. The companies that got into Y Combinator were the Money, the Identity Pass, and then Topship. So Money, basically, what they do is to provide low interest loans through mobile agents. And their uniqueness is that they use social trust. That is, they use referrals. So if somebody refers you, they believe mostly because of this money thing is basically why it's hindering us is because of trust. So if somebody can refer you just like a guarantor or something, then it will be easier for you to get the loan. So that's what money is really banking on or really using as an aid. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. I can.
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Then the next one was identity pass. So basically they have like an API that does this identity verification. So more like maybe all these know your customers, this KYC that banks use to verify users. So they like have an API that they use. So I think I don't know how they go, but I think they use it for mostly these banks and then other um, like this NIN and so it's actually faster and quicker. Then the top ship, what I read was that they help in providing technology services for all these shipping, transportation, this cargo transportation.
Yeah.
So those are the three um, companies that got into the Y Combinator. The little research I have about them. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone else, please. Anybody else?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so the startups in YC 2022, the winter batch, we have TopShape, Touch and Pay, as well as Identity Pass. All right. I think much has been said about them. However, what I noticed was most of them were funded in between 2020 and 2021. That's about 60% of them of those startups were funded in 2021, one in 2020, and the other one in 2017. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's. I think for the other information, they've been mentioned already. They are founders, what they are solving. I think they've been mentioned, but that's just what I noticed. That the statistics is that they were recently founded companies and they had traction already. They had traction already. Like Identity Pass had done over 2 million. They had done over 2 million. They had over 2 million API. What's it called now? API requests, right? And that's traction for a very, very young startup. That's traction. Doja had over 2 million API requests. And if you consider that, that is something that shows that the idea is working. It's not just an idea, but that it is working, right? And what I noticed as well was that all of them had co-founders, right? They had co-founder, and what that means is that as much as we want to, yeah, you have an idea burst and you want to test it out and all of that, it's really it would be wise to see if someone else believes in that idea, to go on that journey with you, because the journey of startup is a journey of many unknowns, many unknowns. Yeah. So all of them had co-founders, which means none of them was doing it. Okay, this is my thing. No, they were very wise enough to get other people on board, right? And they had traction. I think those are some of the things that stood out for me from the research. The other details and other informations I've mentioned already, thanks to the other speakers. So that's it for me. Right.
Okay, we noticed out of those startups, how many of them were into payment, or think of them like payment, financial part? How many of those startups were into payment?
4, 3.
Huh?
60%. That's it. Doja is into fintech, Money is into fintech.
Touch and Pay is into fintech.
Touch and Pay is into fintech.
Touch and Pay is into fintech, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Directly into fintech. Even Identity Pass would know.
Even Identity Pass is a little bit.
Majority of their customers will be coming from fintech. Yeah.
And Topship as well. No, not Topship, sorry.
Topship is logistics.
Dropship is actually logistics. So the point is, Nigeria with a population of 200 million, and roughly 15 million people are using smartphones. So adoption of smartphone is actually projecting towards 150 million by 2025. So there is still space and enough penetration in the financial industry in Nigeria. And these financial problems, not everything has been solved. In fact, they haven't solved 30% of these problems. So recently, I visited some of this bank, First Bank. I wanted to get my ATM. Oh, no network, no network. I went back again, no network. I think someone has actually told me before that you see these banks, most of them actually suffer a lot of network problem, and there will still a lot of problem in this financial sector. The problem might not be having a digital bank for people to transfer, buy airtime. That was why I said the last time that financial opportunity is actually more than buying airtime, paying for DSTV bills, doing transfer, lending money. It's actually more than that. Look at Fincra. Fincra, they're just a financial API system, financial API company. That's just what they do, basically. Look at Okra, rather Okra. I mean, Okra, and they are doing really, really amazingly well. We still have. You can focus on emerging market in financial sector, API in financial sectors, artificial intelligence in financial sector, even crypto market. Crypto is still crawling. Crypto even hasn't started working working in Africa. In Nigeria, I would say in Nigeria. So there was still a lot of problem. That was what I wanted us to get like, oh, I thought there would be someone who actually notices like how come majority of these startups are into fintech, are into payments, are into fintech, whatever it is, identity, money, they are into this thing. So it means there is
Hello,
still
Demola.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I was doing a little research, I think, some time ago, and someone wrote an article and was saying that why fintech is looking like it's the most successful of these startups is because it's actually more profitable than the other maybe educational technology or transportation technology or any other one. That's why there are more investors in it, and that's why actually it's making money. It's not just that there are more problems in fintech than the other areas
Let me
where
tell you,
technology can be applied.
if you want to make more money, if you want to make more money, you solve problem. You give the word value and they give you value in return. So the value they give you back in return is what? Is is money. You solve a problem, you sell a solution, you offer us a solution and you make your money. Shikina. Okay. So
Hello.
there are a lot of there are a lot of money. The most reason why a lot of people invest is just because even me myself, I want to invest in fintech startups than probably logistic based or edutech, yeah, or health tech or agro tech, whatever it is. I'll prefer fintech. I'll prefer fintech compared to edutech or something because there is this larger larger semi outputs coming out from fintech than edutech, than agrotech, than health tech, than those ones. Fintech is actually is actually booming. Actually, there's payment. Payment is going everywhere. I gave us one statistics there, like with over 51 million Nigerians with BVN. Yeah, 51,632,000, I think 400 and something Nigerians with BVN presently with BVN. The next startup, the next unicorn, let me say the next unicorn, won't necessarily focus on you making payments or being a payment gateway. It could just be a financial product focusing on customer operations. Really simple, just focusing on customer operations because in fintech products there are actually 1,000,001 ways for you to actually, will I say, exploit or make your money back. That is why most people, even me, I have interest. If I want to be an angel investor, I'll prefer just tossing my money around in financial technology than health tech or than agro tech. For me, I actually after fintech, I still believe in edutech. Yeah, edutech. Edutech is actually doing a lot, especially. Yeah, edutech to me is still old. But you see, agrotech, no, no, no. Well, probably I'm not a fan of. I've not done research about agro or whatever. But I won't. I won't. I won't. I keep saying future. I keep saying future in what, in fintech, probably because I have people working in fintech, people working in banks, traditional banks also, banks. And so I understand that, oh man, these people still have a lot of problems, like a lot of problems. So I was actually telling someone, if I want to do my master's, okay, if I actually probably anywhere, maybe UK or anywhere, okay, if I'm doing my master's, my goal is not for me to stay there or to do anything. My goal is just to understand the financial industry. I've been applying for JP Morgan for 2 years now. Chase Bank. I've been applying repeatedly. I keep on getting this rejection. Not because Chase Bank has the best opportunity offer for me, but because it gives me this environment for me to understand their financial ecosystem. And I can actually bring that vertical innovation to Nigeria. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. That's why you see Paystack calling themselves Stripe for Africa. You see all these guys, Jumia, Amazon for Africa, because they're actually replicating a model that has been existence over there yet, because we are 20 years behind. Yes, yes, we are 20 years behind. We are 20 years behind. There is this engineering company in China. They are the one in charge of engineering models of iPhone, Samsung. I think China or India, sha. So I think they have over 1.3 million staffs, 1.3 million workers that do the engineering stuff for them. Oh, modeling iPhone motherboard, blah 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 blah. Blah. Because labor is cheap in China. Yeah, India, or labor is cheap. Yeah, anywhere you go to, you see everyone is average software guy. Everyone is you see guys everywhere with their laptop, and so where imagine the old Lagos being flooded with everyone doing tech, everyone doing tech. So I can wake up this morning and feel, I want to do this thing for you 50,000. Someone can say I want to do this thing for you 10,000, and the same person is good. So even this Iola Aboyeji, the whole antenna stuff he brought to Nigeria was because he replicated a model that was present in Silicon Valley. So he brought Angela, yeah, Angela, yeah, let's focus. Let's give them, let's pipeline talent, let's do it in Flutter Wave. Let's give let's give a different focus of payment in Nigeria, a different focus of payment. He schooled the University of Waterloo, yeah, Canada or something. So he has this, he understood the environment, especially if your goal is to do something like, oh, let me understand this financial sector there. Let me understand this thing. Okay, this is how it works, this is how it works, this is how it works, especially if you're working in the Kudi Bank guys, they were working in Stanbic IBTC before. Stanbic, yeah, Stanbic Bank. And Stanbic Bank is not like Access Bank or something. I think they are international banks or something. Sha. It's Stanbic, or Standard Chartered or something. Sha. I don't really know. So they were able to like, oh, ah, this problem is actually present here. It's present there. So let's actually bring out the back of the free model, something like that. And so that's just that's just how it works. It's not every time that you sit and you just feel, oh, is it because there's a lot of money in fintech. I mean, I know go argue that one now. There is a lot of money, but not all fintech actually deal with transfer, with payment. Not all fintechs. Financial technology is actually beyond digital banks, or download Kuda Bank, run transfer. If you look at you can actually do what the pair guys are doing. The pair they're actually backed up by these guys now. Flutterwave. What you just do is you can connect your two banks together. That's pairing technology, pair to pay. Basically, that's what we do. There's nothing there's something intelligent, but there's nothing more or extra intelligent in that stuff. Oh, the guy is just Michael Oku is just 21 or 22, and the brother has stuff. Wow, amazing. Backed by Flutterwave, and just just simple thing. Okay, I can just wake up and feel I want to I want to the guys okay, okay, look, the guys building this thing, the guys building borderless, like the guy building borderless now. I think they've gotten to the last stage of their pitching with their investors. But the point is, the whole borderless thing is just, it's not really about you paying. It's not really about you paying. Who's that? Please mute yourself, please.
Okay, Mr. Demola, I wanted to ask you, can you hear me?
Please, okay, I can hear you now, please.
I wanted to ask you, now, this fintech, if we check, most of these startups are fintech. I really wanted to ask, is it not that this fintech area is it not becoming too crowded? If most people want to start a startup on fintech, because like when I do research, I'm just think fintech. Are there no other startups that maybe on health, maybe on agriculture? I looked up you. So I was kind of confused because when I applied Y Combinator last year, I applied as an agri-tech app, like, bridging between farmers and, distributors, stuff like that. But it was actually rejected, so they sent me a mail that I didn't qualify, but I'm still going to still apply again. But I just feel like these fintech is becoming too crowded and everybody, most starters are trying to channel their energy. I know yes, it's like easy and it's like how that put it, the energy inside might not be true because you will learn from, there are other startups that you can learn from that. But no, other things are just left like that. I mean, I'm just saying what I just feel like you see when it comes to startups and when it comes to this that we're talking about. I know definitely, yes, we are backward, let me use that word, when it comes to crypto, when it comes to the financial dealings and markets in Nigeria. But like from between last year and this year, I think not even 60, I think close to 75% start of the tech industry.
Hello, my name is Cynthia. I want to say something. I totally buttress the point he's saying. I think there are two reasons, or so far I've seen why there's more fintech. Truly, what he's saying is true. There are more fintech startups than any other in the industry. And I think one of the core reasons is it's a model that is very easy to replicate. Yeah, it's easy. You just, like you said, go into if you study in the UK for your first degree, or you start from A levels and you're done with your first or second degree, it's easy for you to see how the system works. Yes, so it's easy to replicate if you have engineers who you can talk to and propose your model to. That aside, the industry, like financial industry, has a strong background in Nigeria, so it's easy for you to modernize and digitize those services, and it's easy for you to see. Compare that with agrotech, for instance. We don't even have enough farmers. We don't even have like what's it called, a sustainable agricultural business. If you ask me, agrotech is where there's a lot of money, but there's a lot of work too. Because I mean, I don't even know. We just have to. Everybody's just read about agriculture and the kind of money it can bring. Then there's also e-commerce, but then an e-commerce organization that will be holistic. It's kind of what Amazon does. Yeah. So I think what he's saying is true. There's a lot of fintech, but let's not forget that when you get money, is you come in early, and when you the value that you give, you're getting as much as you give. Solve different kind of problems. You have people who key into that, especially at the early stages. Early, really, it's early for Africa. So that's why they're going to be making a lot of money, and it's easy money compared to any other technological startups you'll be looking out for. So that's my take on it.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Can I make contribution?
Hello?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I was saying that I could be wrong actually, but I think as just what is what the last person said, that there's already strong foundation for fintech already in Nigeria and all of this things. But then there are just some except for other areas like health tech, education tech, agri tech, and all of those things. I think there's really some more niche, niche knowledge required to actually really how do I say maybe for instance digital health, you're not just thinking of the technology, you're thinking about how feasible it is to apply some of the things, the regulations you have to comply with as regards healthcare and all of those things. So I think that, and then maybe agri tech, and it's easy to still apply in fintech again because we've already had a lot of precedence compared to other areas because of the knowledge you still need to gather beyond the technology and the business aspect, but about the subject matter itself. So I think that also makes it less popular compared to fintech in Nigeria.
Okay, please, can I make contribution?
Yeah, free.
Okay, my name is Jonathan. The contribution I want to make here is yes, the fintech may be crowded, but then where the interest lies is where you should put your energy. Yes, you may choose to differ, but then take for instance, if fintech is actually the growing sector at the moment, it doesn't stop you from coming in. We have fintechs that you can bring in something that is entirely different, and then it can threaten the whole system. And the only thing they could do is to buy you out and merge you into their company. We've seen it happening in the social media sector, where other beautiful and exciting concepts will come up, and people will drift into where the trend is. And somehow, the one that feels threatened will have to buy out the other one, and that's the market. You can also do that and leverage on that sector. When you talk about edutech, we understand that like in Africa, particularly Nigeria, where everything is there, we're talking about agriculture, and then we may think yes, that's the place, but we also need to know that in terms of agriculture, if you go to places like the US, just a fraction of their population, not up to I think 3 or 5%, I stand to be corrected, are the ones feeding the whole country through mechanized agriculture. And when you look at that, do we have that kind of capacity here? Yes, we may do the system work that will bring the whole concept, but then when you look at going to do it, do we have all that it takes to get that done? So you can look at what is existing, play around it, and do something that can take over the system. Thank you.
Hello, there's a reason we should not be looking at those people, because there are certain problems that have already been solved. We are looking about value here, not just money. For Africa to move, we should not always be looking at what your pockets can carry, because there are others, it's when you have solved the problem of food, when you have solved the problem of people having access to good health care, then you cannot be talking about development, technology, fintech, get a lot of money. The US does not have that problem. Nigeria has more, Africa as a whole has more necessities, essential needs. We did needs and wants. We need have more needs than need to require. This is required to be solved, and we need to do more groundwork than just replicating solutions of finances that have been done everywhere else, because they have other things covered. So we have to draw the line. Where really do our interest lies? Do we want advancement, or do we just want money? So that we can show our neighbors that okay, I've arrived. I drive a Lamborghini, but I drive from Lekki to Ajah. My car breaks, but we don't have access to good roads. It's about getting the value, so that the economy can stand for what it is. People who have good lives. There are a lot of people that don't want to go to Canada to live. It is the access to quality life. You pay taxes, but you see the results. It's because other necessities have been solved. So you cannot talk about advancements and technology. They did all that work, before they got here. So we need to do that for ourselves. That's the reason it looks as though we are growing even more slowly, even out from corruption though. We are growing more slowly because other things that need to be checked out. We're not doing it. We're not doing any work for agriculture. We're not doing any work for education. We're not doing any work for healthcare. We're doing fintech, because no matter how broke I am, I want to go 200 naira airtime. I need a payment system. I need a transaction, the APIs, the engineers, everything has to work. And then somebody's money is being, doubled because it's easy, So we have to look at it in a holistic way. Do we want value for Africa, not just the money that we can make? Thank you.
Okay, wait. You said something. You said it's not about the money alone. Can you repeat it? You said it's not about the money. Oh, we shouldn't be focused on the money.
Yeah, hello. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, so I have now David Olorun Toby wants to speak. David, you can.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. The issue about fintech, we all have many, what's it called now? Valid points. Yeah. All of the discussions we've been having, they are valid. Yeah. I agree. However, we should note some things. One, if we ever have an overcrowding in fintech, what it will later result to is, I think we'll later have just less than 10 mainstay, who will be main active players. All of us will be acquired or will die. That's my idea, and I stand to be corrected. But time will prove that. I think all these, I call them mushroom now, because everybody wants to be doing B2C, want to be selling airtime and all of those things, right? But I think majority of them will be acquired and bought out, and then some that are not viable enough will die. We die off. That's just it. I think it's a welcome idea for the ecosystem. One, you see that out of over 110 million Nigerian adults, only 45% is banked, only 45%. And majority of the fintechs, they are all targeting the 45%, leaving out the vast market of the unbanked, right? To me, I think it's because there is money in there, a lot of money. As at last year, we had our transaction, what's it called? POS transaction hitting over $1 trillion. If the statistics I read was correct, that's over $1 trillion in transaction. I mean, that's huge amount of money. So, and no one fintech, no single fintech can say they have 50% of that. No, not even Paga. I think Paga just hit $1 trillion naira now in transaction, not dollar, naira in transaction. So even Paga can't even say they have that in terms of transaction. I mean, for the B2C. So one, the whole overcrowding will be sorted by the ecosystem itself. A lot of them will be merged. A lot of them will be bought, and a lot of them will die. Some of them will die off. That's one. Now looking at other sectors. Well, it's fintech is easy. When I say easy, please don't get me wrong. I mean, easy to scale, right? Because majority of them are assets. They are asset light. Okay, they don't have much physical asset like that. And in the issue of startups, we know that companies with less physical assets but more of tech assets scale faster.
Right? Can you go back? You said something like the highest number of like transactions or something. You said something
Yes.
about or something, yeah.
That was last year. What I read was online transaction and POS hit $1 trillion at December last year at the peak of the Unitide.
That's really that's good. Okay.
So there is no clear-cut leader taking.
Gbogbo èsì àwọn kìíní máa ń lọ ra oúnjẹ àwọn ìsáná wọn máa ra ẹ̀wà láti Èkó Ìbàdàn lọ́wọ́ àyè wọn gba náà máa ń lọ sí keg wọn lọ sí dry keg wọn máa gbé lọ yìí gbogbo yẹn wọ ní ìjẹmọ time.
I think someone is.
Okay, you can start talking, David. You can start talking, David.
Okay. So I think the whole of them, like I said earlier, the whole crowd, some of them will be bought over, some will die, right? But for other sectors, you require heavy asset financing, and that's where you need that's where the part of the government comes in. Agriculture, for one, is a government of the business. Is the business, of the government, rather. Sorry for that. Agriculture, for one, is the business of the government. It is the government's sole responsibility to provide security and to ensure that its citizens to afford their daily meals. We need a lot of asset financing in agriculture. I play in the agricultural sector, right, before even going to logistics and all of that. And I know that, okay, machineries cost shitload of money, right? In fact, bringing them in is another problem entirely at affordable rate. And when they come in, they cost a whole lot of money. These are not, as an investor, if you tell me I'm giving you, let's say, $100,000, and you tell me that 80% of that will go into financing just one tractor. I mean, one tractor, how many that means you have to be raising every month. You have to be raising money every month to get one tractor. And then if you need another one, you raise more money to get, because within 1 month, a tractor couldn't have covered its cost of purchase. Agriculture is heavy, needs heavy financing. And there are government agencies who are doing that currently. The bank, the International Finance Corporation, they are also looking into agriculture currently. But I think it's the business of the government. What investors, especially the VCs, want to see is companies that have crazy amount of traction, that can grow and spread like wildfire. That's what they want to see. So you don't blame them because, well, they are risking their money. I wouldn't blame them, right? I think that's why majority of them are focusing on fintech. That's not to say that other sectors are not viable. They are equally profitable, right? EdTech, for instance. Now, even if you want to enjoy EdTech, all of these things need that your fintech system be seamless, right? If you want to pay for health insurance, you don't want to queue on a line with 1,000 other people who want to pay. No, it will discourage you. So they need to ensure that, okay, your fintech is seamless. You can pay with the click of a button, and you can access those services with the click of a button as well, which all boils down to fintech, the fintech ecosystem being seamless and effective, right? So I think for some reasons, majority of them will die off. Yeah, give them 5 years, in fact, some of them are dropping off already, right? But give them another 5 years, another 10 years, another decade, we'll see market leaders emerging, buying up others. And I think at that point, we would have a much more stable ecosystem. Then other sectors can pick up at the same, can pick up later. EdTech, EduTech. The issue of EduTech is adoption. Yes, we know Nigeria is illiterate, but how many of our parents would withdraw their kids totally from school and say, okay, you can learn from home with just your PC, with just your computer and your mobile app? How many Nigerian parents in terms of percentage now, how many of them would do that? Very few. So you can see in terms of scalability, the adoption rate is not that encouraging. That's why even majority of the people that are doing it, they are targeting the institutions, the schools as their target, because they are doing B2B now before they move into B2C. I think, and with the exception of maybe ULesson by Shagaya now, and even Chagayana, I'm not sure they have up to 2 million active customers. I'm not sure of that. So you see, the rate of adoption in EduTech, especially online EdTech, online education is low for the basic and early stage education phase. When you get to post-secondary or post-basic, hey, the adoption rate is a little bit interesting. But for the basic education,
okay,
so that's just my take. Fintech.
Funny. This one I did Bob. It's not making anything. It's only somehow to me.
Mr. Adomola, you can have the floor now.
Okay. The thing is,
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good morning,
Yeah.
sir. So, I'm Michael. I have a contribution, like concerning the tech aspect, all the aspect of tech. I feel that most of us, when we started this program, we actually have opportunity to choose on what aspect going for product. I have a passion in future. So when we looked at what we want to, the agro-tech and all of your passion into action, not looking at necessarily the
We can't hear you clearly. We can't hear you at all now.
So the thing is, we all know OP, yeah, OP is actually unicorn, yeah. So now, OP, I don't know, they claim,
Hello, sir.
like
I'm still on board. Like he said, we should follow our passion. That we should start, and it will not be rosy at first. It might take us months. It might take us years. But when we are passionate about something, and we know that thing will solve a problem, and will solve that problem, before long, you see that money will start coming. So I feel that in all the text aspects, when we have a flair for any aspect and we follow it to the latest, I believe we're able to achieve whatever it is we are set out to achieve.
So, Michael, let me ask
Well,
you.
okay.
You said
Go ahead.
I'm hearing you, sir.
Can you consistently be driving a startup for 10 years without a substantial revenue, and you keep driving the startup? Can you?
Sir, that's what I say. Like,
no, you cannot.
You don't need to start alone. You have a dream. That's why we said.
Look, Michael. Sorry to cut you short, but we are talking about profits now. You're talking about your business you want to do. You want it to make money. I want you to make a lot of money, right?
Yes.
So if there is no incentive for you to make that business or to create that business, will you go for it? Just the only incentive you have is
you need to have a vision first before you start thinking about money. If you are not have the vision of achieving something, how will you start thinking about the money? So you need to have a dream.
Well, you can end up being frustrated because what you are trying to achieve.
You have to be resilient, and you have to persevere until you achieve your goal. That's where all these virtues come to.
There are social enterprises, there are philanthropies, there are other engagements that you can do that do not need money as a return of your benefits. You understand? You can go into that. But
it's like you are not understanding me. You are not. I'm saying that no matter what, you need to have your vision first, and you need to be passionate about what you want to achieve. Before long, you start seeing things will start falling in place for you. Most of all these guys, they start from nothing and they are something now. Okay, for instance, the ones that these people are trying to support, this fintech, this startup, they started somewhere and now they have support coming for them. So that is what I'm trying to say. It's not that yes, money is involved, but you should not start with picturing.
What startup are you talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
But see.
No, all these other fintech startup we are talking about, they started somewhere and they have support, and now they have.
I know, but see now they have seen that some other people have or
I want to get
stores interested in fintech, right?
So, Mr. Ademola, let me hear what you want to say. What are you trying to say, sir?
I want to get your point. Which startup actually started from? Okay. Started from. I want to get at which startup. I don't really know the startup.
No, I said all these startups that we are speaking about today. They started because of they have vision.
Okay,
and some of them, I'm saying the startup we just discussed, the 5 that got this winter.
These five guys, a lot of them are they're already working now, so they are just using their salary.
Look at what I'm trying to say.
senior
Sir,
engineers.
it's,
Most of them are senior. Most of them are mid. Can you
sir,
calm
look at
down? Most of them are
look
mid
at
level.
what
Some of them
our
are.
sir.
They,
Let me.
some of them
That's
make
why I said.
$1.2 million. So it's easier for them to save and bootstrap their company. Okay, like the guy
Exactly.
building
They
Bolaris
have their
Fintech.
vision, sir. They have their vision before now, but they start working for other people so that they could get something to help them to what to kickstart what their dream.
If I see a problem, I will create a vision in that problem. If I see a problem, if I see this large number of Nigerians, this is their problem, I create a vision there.
Yes,
I
exactly.
will just sit down, just sit and just.
You have already gotten that vision, but you start working on how to be able to start up and solve that problem. Not necessarily thinking of the outcome, the money you get when you solve the problem at the first.
Look, you won't pitch to me. You won't pitch to me about your startup. Then you won't mention the revenue part.
Michael, money is involved in everything.
Why
You are
would
the
you
best of the money. You are less interested about
your revenue model?
See, sir, it's like most of us are not understanding me. Let me.
Something. People have foolish vision also. People have foolish vision. Yeah, some vision are actually foolish. People, if you are a founder, you obviously believe in your startup. You obviously have this dream that you want to build the next $1 trillion valuation in Africa. You want to build the unicorn. It's normal. It is yours. And trust me, it is really, really hard to see people coming in collaboration with you if they are not getting substantial. Okay, a lot of people don't tell me that, oh, Devona, I have this thing, let's build it. At the end of the day, I don't believe in it. Oh, I'll tell the person, you can do it. Yes, you can become a unicorn. But I don't believe in it. I don't think it is something worthy, like it is something just worth trading a whole effort, a whole lot of time. Because I've seen a lot of people try building startups with their energy and the whole thing just bounce back and they just go down. Like they just go down because they have spent money, they have spent time, they have spent energy. This thing is not you are not building bungalow or you are building beans and bread. This thing is stress. There's stress in building this thing. See, it is where there is problem and you know people can actually pay to get a solution. Then stay in that place. Just create a vision there. That's just the best thing. You don't actually try to keep saying, oh, you feel, I feel. There is no feelings anywhere. You're a product manager. You don't have to feel. You end up feeling the wrong feeling, and it is just the wrong thing. Sometimes, see, let me tell you. Sometimes you keep saying the money is not the thing. The money is not the thing. The money. Oh, you think YC drops? Okay, you think Y Combinator invest in those companies for free? You say money is not the thing. Money is not the thing. Money is not the thing. At the end of the day, this revenue, it matters. See, if you're not in the best position of yourself, if you're not in your best self, you cannot actually give someone the best result.
Hello, sir.
I have tried working for a company, like just like volunteer, like 2 months. I opened my mouth. I told the guy like, see, I'm not sure I can continue this thing because I am not sure because I cannot deliver the best result because I can't just. See, someone said something, okay, David said something like, as you are building your vision, ensure you clearly have your route to monetization clearly mapped out. Yes, venture capitalists are businessmen, not philanthropists. They are not Obi Kubana and they are not Koku Foundation. Those guys don't have foundation. They are not giving out money for free. They won't give you. Nobody's giving you free money. The money I saying, oh, it's your vision. You can't keep keep telling someone that, oh, it's your vision. I am not really after the money. It's the vision. It's just like you're not really after the money. You're not really after the money. You know, these things just like now too much motivational books they cost out.
Sir,
you don't.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Please, it's time for break. When we are back, it's time for break, please. I'm sorry.
time for break.
Oh,
It's time for break. So, hello everyone. We are back. We are back, please. We are back. We are back. Oh. So please signify if you can see my screen. Signify if you can see my full screen. Use the chat section. Signify please. Can you see my screen? Please drop yes. We are 27 here. Not like 4 people dropping yes. Engage this class now, please. Come on. So we are now in ideate in design thinking. So ideations allows us to propose ideas that could solve users' problem. No idea is a bad idea until tested. Yeah, like I keep saying, you need to test your ideas and you can test your ideas through research. It's not actually compulsory for you to develop your idea before you actually know you've tested it. You can actually test it by doing a survey, research, and all. So no idea, basically no idea is a bad idea until tested. Yeah. If you haven't tested any idea, I feel you can't call it a bad idea. So how to get good ideas? You get good ideas by brainstorming, product research. How might we? Yeah, okay. How might we do this? How might we do that? Okay. I'm another one. I can't go higher than this. This is the voice I'm using. Probably you increase your volume or something. I don't know. So how might we question, sketching, and the crazy eight? So brainstorming. So brainstorming is just probably 4 people in this call or in this cohort meeting and doing a little bit of research about a problem you want to solve or something like that. Product research, doing a research, like I said, yeah, doing a research about your idea, interview, survey, and or how might we do this, how might we solve this problem. It's just a questions. It might questions you can just ask. Questions you ask people around to get a better projection about the idea. So sketching and crazy eight. So how to pick a good idea? So prioritization, yeah, impact versus effort. Please check the MVP graph here. You can see high effort, need to have, nice to have, and low effort. So how might we questions in the ways of getting ideas? So by framing your challenges as a how might we question, ah, Nathaniel Adini, yes. I don't know. You are the only one complaining. You and Amina Lawal. I don't know. My voice is actually high. I don't know. I don't know why you are not hearing. Others are not complaining. Probably when others complain, I can now feel, oh, it is a big problem. But my voice is actually bold. Yes. So by framing your challenges as a how might you question, you prepare yourself for innovative solution in the thought thinking phase, the ideation phase. How might you method is constructed in such a way that it opens the field for new ideas, admits that we do not currently answer the question, and encourages a collaborative approach to solving it. So you remember the problem statement then. So you can actually insight how you can actually Daniel, okay, that's really good. So how might we personal need and reason? So let me give, for example, how might we mm, 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 I actually want to give like 4 examples. So after that, everyone can actually give me their how might we. Okay, someone asked, what are the crazy bees? Not crazy bees, oh, crazy eight, crazy eight actually. Yeah, crazy eight. It's just, it's not crazy bees. Please check. It's not crazy bees. It is just a technique in ideation. It's a code design sprint method. Yeah, let me see the chat section. Who asked the question? Okay, Adi Kayowa. Crazy eight. It's an ideation technique. It is a core design script. It is for sketching challenges and getting ideas in 8 minutes. That is why it's called Crazy Eight. So you sketch and get people idea in 8 minutes. That's why it is. So basically, the goal of Crazy Eight is just to like push beyond your first idea. Then you frequently innovate your idea to generate enough solution from user research and from people. So that's just basically what Crazy Eight is all about. So it's just about generating ideas in 8 minutes. Uh, Distinct idea, yeah, ideation in 8 minutes. So the most important key part there is just the 8 minutes. Yeah, everything is done in 8 minutes. So basically, that's just like, do you understand now, Adikayo? How much we help individuals to get exposure for in order to increase skill sales? This is, well, why you okay me? This is not a sales master class. I don't really, you have to read sales book to 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 get exposure for which are actually not to increase skills. Yeah. Probably he or she spend money on social media marketing, ads. Yeah. Social media is making things easy now. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, this is really, really nice. How much we help the visual? The person is need the exposure for it. Fire Kemi, Fire Kemi, can you hear me? You can hear me now. You are really, really amazing. Thank you for bringing this example in. I've not even mentioned one example. Then you,
Oh
I
yes,
thought,
I can hear you. Sorry.
I thought it was a different question for me. Probably
No,
like,
I heard like you were trying to get some idea for it. I was trying to mention things.
so. Fire Kemi has actually given us our example of how my two questions. So can someone else please drop example of how my two questions? Fire Kemi said, how might we help how might we help a visual artist get exposure for his or artwork in order to increase sales? So the person is a visual artist, the need is the exposure, and the reason is to increase the sales. So can someone else drop your MIT question example in the chat section? Please drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Please drop it. Fire, can you thank you very much? You don't have to don't drop anything. Someone else can you drop my two questions? It's really easy. Follow Fire Chemist pattern and drop yours. Can someone drop something? Can someone drop something? I'm not actually speaking to those who just came into the class now. I think we were 20 something in the class before. Those present in the class, please drop something. You know, I don't understand, but if I don't get a lot of engagement in my classes, I tend to get frustrated, my energy reduces, and I don't really put enough energy in the class because I don't know. Please, I need engagement. Please let us engage. Type rubbish. I'm a fan of rubbish. You can type rubbish, type everything. Remember, you want to be a product manager. I don't know. I don't know how you want to do this. if you are, it is not even a physical class, it's a virtual class. I'm just asking everyone to actually type. Please just type in the chat section. I'm getting 5 responses. I'm getting to 25 responses. Please just drop it. No. Someone we are doing. How might you create how can an alarm system for those with disabilities? An alarm system is not a person. You need like a visual and follow biochemistry pattern, understand it, and look at the assignment. Yeah, I think it's going to be an assignment. It's going to be an assignment. Let me create a Google form for everyone to drop the answer there so I can work on it. And the thing about this assignment is you don't get your score. Yeah, you don't get a score. You don't get everything is just marked and everything will be added. How much web tech educators engage with more people to increase their reach? Okay. How much we help UI UX designer get remote jobs to increase this, or is income per annum? How much we help a crop producer get produced to an online platform software to reach most customers? Yes, people are really engaged now. Please, can you drop more? I need more. Please drop more, drop more, drop more. Drop more, drop more, drop more, drop more, drop more, drop more. Drop more, please, drop more. Thank you, drop more, drop more. I don't know why some people just prefer not to just talk, not to engage, not to drop anything. I don't know, and I think I'm going to fish out these people, and I think this is what I'm going to be doing now. I think okay, I have a book here. I'll start writing out names. Yeah, I'll start writing out names. If you don't engage in this class, you won't actually get the last part. That's landing your PM job. You won't do your capstone project, and you won't be added to my Slack channel. That one is my channel. You can be in your group. Your group is for everyone. So my own Slack channel where I drop things, you won't be added because you are not engaging here. So I see no reason why I can actually boldly give you a referral if you are not engaging in class. No one is threatening anyone. No one is threatening anyone. You could do it, but obviously I can't refer you if you are not engaging here. It's not a threat. It is my referral, my name also. So me not referring you doesn't mean you won't get a job. You actually get a job, but it is my referral. Yeah, my referral. And I tell you, referral works faster than you going to a job platform and applying for jobs. Yeah, it works faster. So that's just you go sit down the vex. Relax now. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. I beg if you just so now how might we questions? How might we help Tumelo personal invest for his retirement the need, given that he wants to live for the moment and can't imagine his future? This is the reason. So now are we getting these are my three questions? Are we getting some other questions? So are we getting these are my three questions? It's just similar to the problem statement. Nigeria's fair trade plus anything. So are we getting it? It's just the chat section if we are getting. You know
I Mola.
Hello?
I would like to ask.
Can you type? Can you type? Please kindly type. Please kindly type. Yeah, someone actually said something. Someone said she wants to ask something, and I asked the person to type. Please kindly type what you want to ask. Your I don't know, probably your side there's echo and it's really loud. So I don't want it to distract the class and disturb others. So please kindly type. Please type. I am waiting for you. Okay, no problem. Please, in case the message comes in during the class, I might not. Please type it as soon as possible, because I won't go back to the questions if I continue the class now. How can a sales rep really connect to people going to a facility that does good business? Okay, that's nice, my friend. That's nice, my friend. That's nice, that's nice. Okay, I have some networking issues. Logging up and on. Okay, Michael, please kindly sort your network issues, please. Please don't miss this class. We are finishing our design thinking today. They are product design. We are finishing everything for product manager, design thinking for product manager. We actually finish it today, so we can move to another module tomorrow. Tomorrow is for another module. Please check it out. I wanted to ask you a feature development and product. During a feature development or product development, do we ask the how much question for different features? Well, it depends. It depends. I think feature development. Wait, what is the feature development process there? Because it actually depends. Okay, I'm saying, okay, I wanted to assume a feature development. Oh, that's in an existing product, right? You want to develop a feature. Am I right, Ibuku? Existing product, you want to add a feature. Okay. Or product development. Product development meaning you want to develop a new product, right? Yeah, new product. Okay. Do we ask how many questions for different features you need for different how my two questions do we ask okay, do we ask the how my two questions for different features? Not really. If you know, it depends. It depends on the product. Most feature, if it's an existing product, most feature you don't need how might we questions. You don't really need how might we questions to actually develop a new feature for an existing product. But at the same time, you might need how might we questions to develop a feature for 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 a new product. I think when we were doing well-being, we did how might we. But when we wanted to do plugin, we did not include how might we questions. We did not include even when we were using TB also, we did not really include how might we questions. So it is from it's mostly from product development. That's new products. That's when the HMW questions comes in. But as I said, it depends on the product you're actually building. For building a new feature, we might be using data. We just use data. We just observe everything and a better research than this. Even sometimes we might not even use a large number of users to actually predict their response. We just call out data from internet, or we use data banks. We just get data banks to be able to predict what we actually want to do most times. And this thing is for so please can you just hold on for a few minutes? So are you with me, Bukun? The thing is, these are my two questions are really, really important because it helps us reframe insight about our product and innovate on the problem. Yeah, that's just it. It is really, really important if it is for a new product, this from scratch, this is new product that is really, really important. I don't even think people can skip it. I don't even think any product think we even want to skip it. I don't think you want to skip it. But an existing product that you actually want to add a feature, and that's where mostly we crawl data, we use data banks, and that is what Stripe. I said Stripe. These guys pay for customer feedbacks. Yeah, customer feedbacks. That's what Spare Africa. That's actually what they are doing. They help product managers, user experience researchers to get enough feedback from their users. Yeah, I think this question mostly gives back to the new product. Yes, most times it's new product. But you, as a product manager, you can innovate now. You can do amazing stuff. Yeah, I can decide to actually use the HMW questions for a new feature in my product. Yes, I can. Yes, obviously I can. So it is. But I think we have used it once, and it wasn't in my product himself. So it wasn't in my product team. So I can't drive the success of the feature. I did not use it. But the ones we did a new feature, we did not use how might we questions. Yeah, we did not use how might we questions. We did not use how might we questions. So it's just, but it's actually a very powerful statement that, in fact, just like the problem statement, it's a really powerful statement that everyone needs to understand it. We all need to understand because it's like a core need. It helps you uncover most of the user's problem, and rather than just jumping straight into solutions. So reason why we're not able to jump straight into solutions was because we actually use data, user data and all. Ibuku, are you with me? Ibuku, are you with me? So that's just basically around it. But you can do more research. Yeah, you can do more research. You can actually do more research about it. Feel free to do more research. But it is most times it happens with new product development. So back to our slide. When you properly define the problems, it can inform ideas. For example, if your problem statement read teenage girl needs to eat nutritious food in order to thrive and grow in a healthy way. So HMW may go as follows. How might we make can you see this? So someone, can you read this thing with me? So this is the problem statement. Teenage girls need to eat nutritious food in order to thrive and grow in a healthy way. So the how might we questions comes like this. How might we make healthy eating appealing to young female? One, how might we inspire teenage girls toward healthier eating options? Two, how might we make healthy eating something which teenage girls aspire towards? Three, how might we make nutritional food affordable? Four. So these things, like, it helps you uncover distinct idea in your product development. Exactly why I said, if you notice this thing, it's probably for a new product, a product from scratch, a new product development. So that's when this HMW questions comes in the most. So my own now is, so can you, we've been talking about this problem statement for a while. We did product statement example. Everyone actually told me their problem statements and all. We all know the complement of a product statement. So can we drop our problem statement in the chat section and drop how might we questions for the problem statement? Two how might we questions, actually, not four. Two how might we questions for the problem statement. Please let's do that now in the chat section. Are you with me? No, 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 Anita, this is not what I asked you to do. No, this is not Ugochi, this is not what I asked you to do. I asked you to drop your problem statement first, then you drop your two and my two questions as follow. Oh, okay, no problem, Chigozie, I'll give time. I did not ask you to drop your and my two questions. I said drop your problem statement first, then two and my two questions. Nigerians need steady electricity for the population to thrive. Okay, when you're sorry, okay, your user are Nigerians, your need steady electricity, and your goal is for the population to thrive. How might we create steady electricity? Okay, that's nice. Visual artists need to get exposure for their artwork in order to increase skill. Fire Kemi, your users are the visual artists. Your need is to get exposure, and your goal is to increase the sales. How might we expose or show exposure? Okay. Sheldon is an athlete who needs to opt for workout class because the class he wants to participate in fills up fast. How might we of Sheldon participate in this workout? I don't really get your problem statement, Kola Night. So you said Sheldon is an athlete who needs to opt for a workout class because the class he wants to participate in fills. I don't really get it. Many children from the rural area are suffering from malnutrition. Okay, Michael. Michael, can you type yours again? You type the problem statement and the how much questions in one message. You don't drop them one after the other, so it doesn't get scattered. Okay, Wakila Ibrahim. That's nice, Wakila Ibrahim. Thank you. So Wakila Ibrahim, I wasn't able to hear my user persona yesterday. Can I say, yes, you will do that probably towards the ending of the class, not now, please. The problem statement is the statistics for infants. Genotype is high. There is a need for plotter. Okay. Please, let's all engage. Let's all participate in this thing so we can all understand this thing. This thing is really tricky. At the point, if we keep progressing, you'll find it really, really hard to, because even if we get to product metrics, we are still referring back to problem statement, to how my two questions. So it will be really, really hard for you if you don't engage now. If you don't engage now, it will be really, really hard for you. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. You practice and you do a lot of things. Please. Let us all engage, please. Let us all engage. Let us all engage in this. Not everyone has actually dropped. It's our response. We are 46 here. Please drop your response, please. Please drop your response, everyone. Yeah, attendance hasn't been dropped, hasn't been passed rather. Attendance hasn't been passed, so just relax. Relax. I'll give you all time when attendance drops. Relax. Customer wants to make a foreign exchange transaction from peer-to-peer to facilitate faster transaction by avoiding. You are my, how my two questions? I said two are my two questions. I said two are my two questions.
Ibi tí mo ti ṣẹ̀yìn rí.
So Cynthia. Okay, simply hold your pen, draft out your problem statement, and two I might three questions. Please, it's really, really important. Please. Problem statement, there is poor quality teaching, there's poor quality of teaching and poor teachers in Nigeria, and teaching of math and English in schools body done. I don't get. So, what is the goal of your problem statement? Mary Albertan, you actually wrote this problem statement in a very wrong way. Yeah. And probably this is the first time you're responding to my questions. Yeah, I think this is the first time. I haven't been seeing you in the chat section. Please. This is why I want everyone. This is why I want everyone to engage in these classes so I can understand. Now we've actually passed the problem statement. There's no way I can actually go back again. I can only just summarize everything about the problem statement. And it's not even now. It's probably we've actually finished this design thinking phase. After we are done with it, then I can just rephrase for people who don't still understand. That's why I want everyone, please respond to this thing. Respond so you can understand. I want you to type yourself, type the problem statement, the how might we questions, type it, think deeply and type it. Type rubbish if you can't, type rubbish.
What the fuck is it? Sure, I said, look,
I'm actually waiting for us, so please. Okay, young Nigerians are not well educated on the issue of finance and how to manage it. I'm going to question this product management class. It deals mostly with engagement and interactions. We are not coding here. We are not really coding. We are not coding. We are thinking. We are thinking. So we are not really coding. I'm not designing film. We're not doing anything. So we really need to engage very, very well. I need to give a lot of time to everyone. Please, we need to do this. Okay. What I'm going to do now is, okay. We are going on a break now. So please, we are going on a break by 12 o'clock, 30 minutes break. Please, we are going on a break by 12 o'clock. Please, kindly make sure you follow up. Kindly make sure you follow up break and you are able to write it out very well. You're able to practice. So I'll just call someone randomly, like three people randomly after the break. So you just tell us. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Three people randomly. And trust me, I won't even call the people I'm familiar with. And don't come to class late immediately 12 o'clock or 12:03 or 12:02. I said 12:30 or 12:33. I'm kicking off. I'm not waiting for anyone. Please make sure you will resume any after the break. Please. Your break ends 12:30, 12:30. Please. It's 12 o'clock to 12:30. Please let us move very well. We're actually going to finish design thinking today, so we'll move to our next module tomorrow. So it's because we'll move to our next module tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, please, 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 I'm begging everyone. Please, I'm begging everyone. Please, so understand. You can go back to the slide the link I shared. Understand problem statement. To write your problem statement and how might two questions. Please write it. Understand it. Because next after the break, I'll just be calling on three people randomly. Like randomly. The people I don't even know their names. I'm familiar with Cynthia, I'm familiar with Keaton. I'm not sharing any link again. Please ask I don't even have the access to the link anymore. Ask someone in your cohort. Ask your members. So I'm familiar with Keto, I'm familiar with Chigozie, Chukunedu, I'm familiar with Abraham or something. I'm familiar with so many people like that. Absat Dayo, I'm familiar with Cynthia, I'm familiar with what's her name? I forget it. I'm actually familiar with a lot of people. So there is this tendency I won't even call them. So if I don't know you, I might be calling you. For example, Aramide Maiwa, I'm not familiar with her, so I might even call her. So please let's just understand our problem statement so we can rephrase how my two questions from the problem statement. It's really, really important. You have to understand the problem you actually want to solve. So it is really, really important, please. Please let's go through other people problem statement so we can understand how to write the proper Mary, please go through during the break. You can chat someone up, someone who understands clearly so the person can just brief you.
I don't think I actually had. I don't think I actually had. I don't think I actually had.
To go sell my family land, go there for Umogo for Port Harcourt, sell am for 10 million, 4 million keep for court case, it go remain 6 million, bring out 1 million, Like this now, na just to go sell my family land wey dey for Uboko for Port Harcourt.
Think the difference, what the
I
problem
think we
statement
have.
is.
So problems statements
Okay, can you
as
hear me?
I said, can you raise your hand, please? Signify, raise your hand before speaking. Please raise your hand so I can unmute. Raise your hand before speaking, please. Raise your hand. I can't see anyone raising his hand here. Raise your hand so I can unmute you. So I can see, okay. Ibrahim Abdullah. Ibrahim Abdullah. Sorry, is it Abraham or Ibrahim? Unmute. I've actually, is it Abraham or Ibrahim?
Is Abraham.
Huh?
Abraham.
Okay, Abraham Abdullah.
Good. Can I speak now?
Yes, you can, feel free.
Yes, from what from the template given, it must contain the user personnel, the need, and the goal. I guess that's what the entire thing that's supposed to be in the problem statement.
I can't get your explanation. I didn't get your explanation.
I said from the template given to what you thought and what I understand, it must contain the user personnel, it must contain the need, like the problem itself, what sorted, and the goal, what the solution that you will provide, the goal that you achieve. That's what I feel the problem.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So can someone else give a well-detailed explanation, well-detailed explanation about problem statements and how to create a proper problem statement? Okay. Irabo, okay, Irabo, you can unmute yourself. I'm sorry if I couldn't pronounce your name very well. So Irabo, I've actually asked you to unmute yourself. I don't know. Someone else, please. Please, who's ready? Fayokemi. Okay, Fayokemi, I'll mute. I've asked you to unmute Fayokemi.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Can you hear me? Okay. So, what I understand by problem statement here is that it has to have like the basic part. Yeah, it has to have the user, the need, and then the goal. So, for instance, now this ambulance service we're like talking about the Aramide is trying to bring in. Fine, you know that accident victims, they most times don't have access to emergency ambulance services. You know that's like the problem you're trying to solve. But who are the people that are likely going to like who are the people that are likely going to affect? Those are accident victims, and that's why you have them as users. And then the means itself is actually getting emergency services, that is the ambulance. And then the end goal is just for you to save their life. So that's why I personally refer to that our problem statement or our statement as accident victims need access to ambulance services for emergencies. You know, that is just those three parts is very important. Like they are very important problems. You have to have that user, that the person is going to directly affect the person that is probably going to use the product. And that was why I feel like we talked about user and customer at the beginning of the whole lecture. Then the means, the whole talk about or the assignments about the user one, just for us to know the difference. Yeah. So those three parts are just very important. So the user, the need, and then the goal that we're trying to achieve with the goal we're trying to achieve from the problem. That's just basically how I understand.
Yeah,
the problem.
I can't really get you, Fayokemi. I can't really, probably it's your network or something. It's cracking and I can't really understand.
Okay, I think that should be my earphone. Let me just remove the earphone.
Yeah, your line is breaking.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, please. Someone else, please. Someone else.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, you can hear me. Okay, the volume is my problem. Okay, so what I was saying basically was that the three components that are very important in a problem statement is the user or the user, the need, and then the end goal. And I was like talking about the fact that the statements that Aramide was trying to like put into a problem statement had trying to get emergency services or emergency ambulances for accident victims. Yeah. So what I was saying was that accident victims are like the direct users of that services, and that's why we have them as a user. And then the need is basically getting that ambulance service to those victims. And then the end goal is just trying to save their life. That's why we need the ambulance services. So as I said, that in the beginning of the class, we were trying to like know or trying to explain the difference between the need and wants, and then the difference between user and customer.
Okay,
a user, that is the person that is directly going to use your product or problem is directly affecting, and then you have the need, what they need at that moment, like what you are trying to services, the need there, and then the end goal. That's just like basically what I tried to say earlier. I don't know if you can still hear me.
I can hear you.
It's very funny without. Oh God. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello. Hello.
So I think maybe Albert, this is the first time you're actually going to raise your hand. Yeah, so I'm actually going to allow you. So Mary, can you speak? Okay, mute.
Okay, thank you very much. Sometimes I respond on the chat box, but you obviously don't, maybe don't see it. I don't know, but okay. So how to define a good problem statement? From all we've done here together, I think that first of all, the problem itself, and then the group the problem is affecting. Like the one you gave example of, you talked about teenage girls. So that means it's focused on teenage girls. So I think the problem, the group, the problem affects, and the consequences of that problem, and I think solution as well. That's what I think.
Okay. What Mary, what did I ask us to say? Like, what did I ask you to say?
From what I heard, you said, how can we, bring up a good problem statement, something like that, right? Am I correct?
I said explain problem statement to everyone here. So now imagine you are the coach here, you are the facilitator now. So how will you explain problem statement, and what does a proper problem statement entails? What are the components of a good problem statement?
Well, maybe I'm not getting it right, but for what I think that it should have the group which the problem is affecting, right? And then the impact, or should we say the consequences of that problem, and then possible means of solution of the problem. I don't know. Does it make sense, I guess?
Okay, you tried. Thank you very much. You tried it. But please just stay on the call and listen to other people. So I have Rachel next. Rachel, can you unmute yourself and speak? Rachel.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
All right. So from what we have learned so far, an ideal problem statement should have, when you look at an ideal problem statement, you should see the need of the user, and then the problem statement has to be put in a way that the people, because the product manager is not designing the product to build the product themselves, right? So the product manager is managing a team of persons, which is the reason why you had to take us through the entire process of learning individual tools and all those things, because you mentioned earlier, I think in the first or second class, while you were asking us that, does a project manager need to know how to design? And while some of us said yes, or some said no, you stated that it was important to know how to do certain things, not so that you can meddle with the work of other people in the team that you are managing, but so that you have an idea and you can give good direction. So the problem statement has to have the goal that is in mind, the need, which is also like the goal of what the product will solve, so that the designers who are going to work on this idea and, design the product, do the software development and all of that, they have a clear picture. It's like you draw a roadmap for them to see, even though it's just in few lines. And then all of this is done, of course, with the end user in mind. So if I am creating a product, or I'm writing a product statement as a product manager, I need to think about Say for example, I know that there's somebody that likes to always comment. I'm sorry, I'm going to use you. I remember her saying that she's a fashion designer. She has a lot of customers, and then her problem is that in times when she doesn't want to just hire a number of persons to be working in staff, she needs a product where people can go ahead and, get, or an app or something where people can get seamstresses, professional seamstresses or tailors that they can use and pay, maybe pay on the basis of hourly or whatever, depending on how the thought process of that app is put together. But her goal was to be able to churn out, especially for seasons like December, which was her reference point. Her goal was to be able to churn out more, than she can personally do, or the capacity that she and her in-staff can handle. So if there is an app or something of that sort where she can go and get staff that can come into work, and then they have an agreement, of course, that is already put in the user experience and thought through in the entire app description, then that would help her to make more sales and, attain to the level of excellence that she has decided for her business, especially during festivities when they have a lot more work to do. So in stating that problem now, we see that her problem is, in certain times, I'm not able to meet up to my level of excellence because I don't have hands-on staff working with me. And then the people working with me, I need some more to make sure I churn more. It will help my sales. And her end goal is that her sale will increase. But in between, the product manager is thinking about how do I draft this problem that this person has, such that when the designer sees it, he can see that, okay, the end goal is to make her sell, but then she also wants to keep a standard of excellence. And right now, what she needs is to pull the tailors that don't have jobs from where they are to her. And then she doesn't have to have them as in-working staff. She just needs to have them as people that come on, like, what's it called, an extended service, right? And then they work for her and she's still able to meet what she needs to meet her time. So I pretty much think that's the entire idea, or based on my understanding of what you have taught so far, I think that that's the idea behind drafting product statements. Thank you.
That's really nice. Thank you very much, Rachel. Thank you very much. So, sorry, who's going next, please? What is your answer? I can ask you to unmute so and tell us problem statement, what you actually understand of problem statement. Okay, I have Wakila Ibrahim. Okay, you can unmute Wakila Ibrahim. Start your conversation, okay, Ibrahim.
All right, good evening. Good afternoon, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. From what I understand by problem statement, I feel the beginning of having a problem statement in the first place is the problem. So you need to understand the problem itself, like what has gone wrong. So in our own instance, she said the problem is the fact that people are dying. And the fact that, and it was because of the fact that they could not access ambulance. So what has gone wrong is the problem. Then you need to understand, why is it a problem in the first place? The reason why it is a problem is because they could not access the ambulance, and also how it should be solved, which is maybe providing ambulance or making hospitals to be aware of the fact that maybe something has happened or gone wrong somewhere. So you need to identify the problem, why it is a problem, and how it should be solved. Then also, how it should be solved also, shows the solution. Then the purpose of you solving that problem, and the procedure to carry it out, and also maybe the end result of it, that, okay, if this problem is actually solved, this is going to be the result. We are going to reduce the number of people that are dying through accidents and all of that. So that's what I think.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much. So someone else, sorry, who's unmuting someone else? Someone else, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, good. So basically, for me, I think problem statement is actually a situation that needed to be improved. It necessarily does not have to come out as a problem. Basically, it might just be a situation that is running normal, but a PM just see the need to make it better. So let's assume there is a connecting road between Lagos and Ibadan already, but a PM looking at it and probably looking at the possibility of what if we create an alternative route that would make people avoid Lagos Ibadan Express Road, probably to decongest traffic or probably make the travel shorter. Now, the connection between Lagos and Ibadan isn't a problem actually. The community are not complaining about it, but the PM is actually looking at how he can make the living better or make the life of people in the area better, or probably look at how he can improve, reduce travel time, reduce some other factors. So it necessarily does not have to be a problem per se. It just have to be something you see, a situation that you think needed to be improved. That's what I call a problem statement. I like earlier I cited a problem of an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur who is basically into owns the fashion brand, but with the entrepreneur mindset, thinking he can actually do many other things. He can do things to improve his community and commit himself into social projects that will improve his community. He can actually also get on some other jobs, probably to make more money. But his primary work, which is owning a clothing brand, is actually taking too much of his time. He has to be the one to be in the market, to confirm, do so many other things. And then this is probably taking much of his time. And he's not able to commit to other activities he wants to do. Now that's the situation. And as a product manager, looking in the eyes, seeing the world or seeing the things through the eyes of this young entrepreneur, we would need to think of how we can help this person improve on the situation he has on ground. I think that's my own opinion. I don't know if I am clear.
Yeah, you are
Or
clear.
if I made
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, you made sense. Because you said your opinion. Thanks very much.
All right. All right.
Can someone else come in and actually just give us a little summary, or you can give us article and you can give us comprehension about, you can even give me a say about problem statement.
Hi, Demola.
Yeah. Hello.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good
So,
afternoon.
yeah, I wanted to ask. Okay, so, you said, or from everything we've learned so far, a proper problem statement should actually contain like the user persona and the needs and the goals, right? So I wanted
Yeah.
to know like the user persona aspect of the problem statement. Should it like, can we generalize it, or it has to be like we are using a specific
You
user,
can
like a
generalize
specific
that.
name?
I understand. You can generalize it actually.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Just wanted
779. Hello, but Mr. Jibola, Demola, I think it
Yeah.
is also important if we can be specific about it. Just like Sterling Bank, when they wanted, one of the things they say they are one person bank or something like that. Trying to sell a food. Hello, you said?
One bank. You talking about one bank?
Sterling Bank has this slogan they use, or as this concept they work with, and they think and they call themselves one person bank or thereabouts. So what they usually do is, the idea is that every customer is an individual. Like every customer is an individual, so they attend to situations individually. No, I think when we generalize, we might lose the lose some basic things about a problem, because generally we can say every entrepreneur in Nigeria suffers from erratic power supply. Now that's general, right? But then it will have more meaning if we now take it to just one person. Let's treat one person, being specific, treat one individual. So I think that is where you mentioned we use a name while doing the personnel making it seem like we're attending to one person at a time. So when you attend to one person at a time, you will see the need of that person down to the nitty-gritty of it. Sorry, I have to leave this place. Yeah. Okay, so you'll be able to research that individual's need down to the slightest if the problem has to be solved. Because of course, like I use the example of
Hello, everyone.
every entrepreneur having problem with erratic power supply in Nigeria. Not every one of them actually is having that problem. Some may be able to afford it, afford a big gen and all of that.
So please
that
excuse
concern may
me.
not.
Hello.
All right.
Sorry, I just posted attendance in the chat box. Do it to fill the attendance. Thank you. You can continue. Sorry for disturbing.
So hello everyone. I'm sorry, my network had issues, so I'm just joining now. So are you with me? Please use the chat section if you are with me. If you can hear me clearly, please use the chat section. Coordinator making a code, but then please can you move the person? Please, move. Can you mute? Oh my God! I'm not even a host. So please let's continue from where we stopped. So who can give us an overview of what a problem statement is and how the elements of a proper problem statement. So please, who's going first? Please kindly raise your hand so I can. Who's going first? Ugochi. Okay. Ugochi, please unmute yourself and give us.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, good afternoon, Ugochi.
So to me, I would say a problem statement is a question that answers, like, that has an answer. Okay, for example, maybe I'm not putting it well, but firstly, we have the user, and then we need to specify who that user is. For example, would say a fashion designer needs a sewing machine. We cannot possibly say a mechanic needs a sewing machine. He would not use it to do anything. Or we cannot just say, I need a sewing machine. Why do I need a sewing machine? Like, I don't know how, but this is exactly how I see that the user needs to be specified so that we'll be able to solve the problem accordingly. Sometimes we might create products for what we think people want, but that's actually not what they want. So there's supposed to be a user, then the need. Okay, a fashion designer needs a tailor a sewing machine to do what? How will the sewing machine help her? That's the goal. So how will solving this problem change the person's life? How will it impact the person on what pain really suits? So that's a user needs something to get to a particular position, or a user needs something to maybe suit their pain. That's how I see a problem statement. Somebody needs something. Why does that person need that thing? Then that's the goal. So if you're going to make a product, when you already know what the person needs, you need to make something in line with what the person needs. If your person needs what's it called, a sewing machine, you don't have to make maybe a generator or a scissors or something that is not related. So when you know what the person needs, it will now help you get to the goal. So that's what I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gucci. So who is coming up next?
Chigozie,
I have
speaking.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I speak? Can I continue? So I have a question, and it's based on generalizing like a problem statement, or making it specific. Initially, you talked about a problem statement being generalized. So now I'm confused because this template you have for problem statements is also quite similar to what you have for user stories, right? So there was like kind of an argument on chat session earlier, where I think when a rapper came up, he said that problem statements should be
more specific, right? And then someone in the chat session said he feels like problem statement is a generalized, should be a generalized statement where it covers basically all
But
users.
your
So,
call, your
sorry?
voice is breaking. It's breaking.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear you.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So I was saying that I don't know what was the last thing you heard, so I can pick up from. I said I was saying that I just really need to understand the difference between problem statement and user stories, because there's an argument based on the fact that should problem statements be generalized or should it be user specific? Like, are we talking about a particular user or like a group of customers, right? There's an argument. Someone came up with like a suggestion in the comment section where he said that a problem statement is generalized, right? So the thing for me is it that, okay, the problem statement like generally defines the problem and then the user story streamlines each problem, like it breaks it down into segments. Like, is it something like that? Is that how it works?
Right. What I can hear here is just users. What, like, there was an argument somewhere, and user story and problem statement, but your line is actually, your call is breaking. So we can hear clearly. We can actually.
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you very clearly.
Can you hear me clearly? Okay, so
yes, I can.
she's trying to say when I was talking about personal statements, there was an argument in the chat room, and people were saying generalizing should problem statement be generalized or be specialized. Then she said she wants to know the difference between usual statements and problem statements. Like, should problem statement be generalized or it should be specialized?
So basically, user stories are just like communication tools, and the object, they just help you in fostering the conversations and not replacing the conversations. So, but what problem statement leads to the implementation and it makes the problem negotiable. But user story, it focuses on the problems. It focuses on like the problem. It focuses on the story which leads to the problem. That's just basically. It doesn't really focus on the implementation or making the problem negotiable. So problem statement. But when I say generalizing problem statement, you can say, okay, Nigerians, yeah, using the whole Nigerians, you can actually use the users, not actually keen to one person like Ademola, or let's say Rachel, or not like saying someone's name. Even user story has to be one person. It has to be about me. It has to be my own story. It's a user story. It has to be about me, or Ademola, this and that. But in your problem statement, you can actually generalize it. It could be Nigerians, something. If you're actually using Nigerians, so actually you are generalizing Nigerians. But actually really rare to actually pick up 100%. Actually pick up 100% of the problem statement by saying Nigerians. But all Nigerians cannot suffer from the same problem. So that is where generalizing doesn't really come in like that, because if you actually say Nigerians are suffering from transportation problem, blah 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 blah, and whatever problem we actually suffer from, probably it's not all Nigerians. It deals with those that actually average or those that actually poor. The ones that actually rich, they don't suffer that same problem. So you're actually misquoting the problem statement. That is why most people do not generalize their problem statement, because you mostly won't target everyone, and you can't even target everyone. You won't target everyone, and you can't even target everyone. That is why
Mr.
people.
Ademola.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we are not generalizing and we are using a specific user, let's say Mr. A,
Yeah.
the thing is, we cannot solve a problem or we cannot create a product centered around just Mr. A. We don't know how many people are like Mr. A, right?
And then you use a certain user, then you keep using different users. If you want to do a research, you won't compound everyone and say, okay, everyone in Lagos State. You do research on different people, different users. It means one person, taking one person, the second person, each person, singular.
All right.
After that, do you understand what I
Yes.
just said?
I can. Yes, I can.
Yeah. So
They have to
just
conduct
single
research
person.
and all of that.
Yeah, single
Exactly.
person, single person,
All right.
single
Thank
person.
you.
Yeah, someone who actually brought in the question. Someone brought in the question. Yeah, I've forgotten. I think Irabo or someone. I don't know. Someone brought in this question. People are actually raising up their hand. Chigozie, you can unmute. Chigozie, you can unmute.
Okay, I was trying to explain the problem statement and the
Okay.
so the problem statement is basically being able to describe what the user needs to and what is going to accomplish with it. So most of the answers I was hearing was just focused on the problem or the type of problem, but the problem statement is a bit different from the problem because it is how you say the problem so that they can be able to create a solution for it. So I may have a
Yeah,
problem,
so,
but I cannot state it very well for someone else to provide a solution, then I'm not really communicating. So it's about communication. So, and it needs to be very, very simple and straight to the point. So the user, the need, and then the goal, as you have said in your teaching. So that's what I just wanted to
yeah.
add. So that it's not about the problem, but how you state it, how you project it for solution.
Uh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So next person, who is someone is actually Ibukunlua. You can ask to unmute. Ibukunlua.
Okay, so according to what I understand about problem statement, it identifies the current issues or the current state of what's on ground, and then it works towards, and it also reflects the what they hope to achieve in the course of uh, sorting out the problem and everything, and then they try to match, they create an in between, so to speak. I don't know how to explain it better. So, like Chigozie said, it's a communication tool. So it, not just dabbling into things and picking from here and there. They're able to know that, okay, this is supposed to be our end result for this product or for this project. That's what I understand from state.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibukunlua. Thank you very much. So Titi Lola, you can unmute. Titi Lola.
Okay, hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I understand by the problem statement is basically just something that inspires the development of a product. Why are we doing this?
Okay.
I mean, I think that it's a simple statement that describes three things, like what the customer wants, why they want it, and the problem with probably what was existing. For example, my problem statement was a customer wants to make a transaction, a peer-to-peer transaction, is trying not to go to the bank to make the transaction faster. Now, I feel like that's the problem statement. So a client is trying to, let me read it out. Okay, so a customer wants to make a foreign exchange transaction from peer-to-peer, like friends, to facilitate faster transactions to avoid going to the bank. Now, the reason why they want to make that transaction, for example, you want to make an FX transaction, you meet your friend, I have dollars, give me naira. That's a peer-to-peer transaction. The reason why you're not going to bank takes like 15 days and 5 days at the earliest to do that transaction. So the problem statement is I want to make a current transaction from peer to peer to facilitate faster transaction to avoid going to the bank. So now I feel like that thing as the problem statement has revolved around three things: what I want, why I want what I want, and then the reason why I'm trying to look for this solution. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I feel like problem with what I want to make a faster transaction. Why I want it, I don't want to go to the bank because it's slow. Now, the problem with why I want to go to the bank is because it's slow. So basically, it has brought together three reasons. The why, the questions, the why, the how, and then I don't know, the third one. So basically, that's what the problem statement does. It's basically just gives you a summary of the product, the solution they are looking for, why you want it, how you want it, and the reason what is wrong with the former one. I think that is what, it helps to probably understand what you're doing and how you should go about doing it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Someone else who's coming in. Okay, someone
Hello,
else.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. I can hear you. I said good afternoon.
Okay, so all right. Okay, so from my own understanding, a problem statement, you've been able to identify that a user or a consumer has a need, and also you providing solution for that need. So let's say, for instance, because the user, need water. So in the public statement, you should be able to state, okay, this user need water, and also in the public statement, also you need to also provide how the water to the user. For me, is first of all identifying that there is a need, and also provide a solution for that need. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Who's coming up next? Titilola Okmawi, you can unmute. Titilola Okmawi.
I think I was going to just spoke before the last person.
Okay, so lower your hand. So who's coming up next? Uyuwali Benga, you can unmute. Uyuwali Benga, you can unmute.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I think my whole idea was not products. Problem statement is that it just simply brings out the idea in the solution idea in the case of the I want to design a product, and so it makes the solution to what we actually want to achieve. So in essence, it's trying to see the need of some set of people, and at the same time, creating a solution of what we actually help them to achieve the needs or the goal. So we created a statement to show the need and what we help them to achieve the need. I think that is what the problem statement is all about.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Benga. Thank you, Benga. So who's coming up next? Who's coming up next?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes. Concerning problem statement, like you said, I should not be using "I feel." Problem statement should actually contain the problem, and it should also contain what will propel you to be able to offer solution. Yes, it will make you to be able to align yourself with what you want to be the outcome or the possible solutions to the problem, which will lead you to raising questions on what is needed and how you actually need to be able to uh, provide solution to the problem. It should contain the key it should contain the key things that will make you to be able to provide solutions to whatever problem that has been outlined. So I feel that that can be your problem, my problem statement. It should contain what will propel me to be able to provide solution to the problem that I have.
All right. I did not really get your points though. I did not. If you can, I would love if you can rephrase again. Problem statement what?
I said the problem statement, like I said, it should contain what it takes for you to be able to raise questions on how you need to provide solutions to the problem. Okay, for instance, if a problem is just stated plainly that there is lack of maybe basic clean water for so part of people, and you just looked at it as a normal statement without having you thinking on how to be able to provide solutions to the problem. But if there is something added, like maybe so location, they have issues with water and all of that, making the problem statement a little bit pushy, that will make you to act and provide solution. That's why I said making the statement that will encourage you to start asking questions on how you need to go about solving those problems, having the goals that you actually need to be able to solve those problems. So that's what I said. I'm just trying to make it better, maybe by this explanation.
Okay, no problem. It's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, who's coming
Hi,
up?
can
Hello.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Too.
Yeah, okay. So I think that a problem statement should contain like the highlighted problem and then the impact of the problem. So for instance, which the impact of that problem would actually be the major propelling force to actually want to solve that problem. So for instance, looking at the example the last speaker gave, like okay, there's lack of access to clean water, then you make it specific, like maybe a rural environment in Oyo State, Nigeria. Then you now go ahead to include the impact of that problem, like which leads to preventable diseases and all of this and death among the population. So that would also like highlight not just the major problem that we are seeing, but also the impact that problem is having on the environment and why we actually need to pay attention and try to prepare solutions to it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Esther. Esther, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Esther. So who else is coming in? Please, we are rounding up this segment. So actually want everyone to say one or two things before rounding up this design thinking. We are not coming back here again. So
Can you hear me, Mr. Ademola?
I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
I said I can hear you clearly. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
I think a proper problem statement should actually highlight the background of a specific user. It should highlight the background of a specific person. Then also
highlight what the person needs, the kind of issue that the person is facing, and what he hopes to achieve once that problem is solved. Like the problem statement should be drafted in such a way that this issue is actually like actionable. So that's my own definition of a problem statement.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So who's coming up next?
Okay, so my understanding of what a problem statement is that it is user-centric, such that it's centered around what the user, the consumer, or the customer, what they really need. And then to have a background of who they are. For example, you want to address issues with teachers, and you want to prefer a solution to their problems. The solution would not address the problems civil engineers face, but because you already have a background of who teachers are, every of the solutions that the problem will need will be tailored specifically to them. So I think that a good problem statement is comprehensive, such that you know who the users are, then you know their needs, why they even have that that need, and then what they're trying to achieve. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. That's nice. Thank you, William. So who's coming up next? Who's coming up next? I want everyone to be engaged in this class. Who's coming up next, please?
Then I want to ask, can we say that from the problem statement you'll be able to understand the user pain points?
Who asked that question? Who asked this question?
Yes, it's free.
Ask the question again.
I said from the problem statement, can we say that it will help us understand the user pain points?
So please use the comment section, please. Please, let's use the comment section. I think this is going to be the last question before the end of this class. Yes or no? Repeat your question so everyone can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said from the problem statement, can we say that it will help us understand the user's pain points?
So now, everyone, yes. Yes or no? Yes. After that, I said yes. Yes. A problem statement highlights a user pain point. Yes. The reason why I asked you to answer it was because probably you missed our class. Have you missed any class? Have you missed any class? Have you missed? Absolutely yes. The answer is yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. So this is the end of the class. Thank you very much, everyone. So our next class is going to be really informative, and I think strength. I'm getting better now, so I'm going to have a lot of strength to make the next class interactive and amazing. Thank you very much for this class. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry if today's class is somehow. It's just I'm not yet strong yet, please. So our next class tomorrow, we are taking another module. So thank you all. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. I did not say the next class is Thursday. I did not say the next class is Thursday. So thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Oh, the slide. I'll drop the slide for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.